But first, in Leicester, council housing manager Steve arrives for work.
We've just been given the keys for this 3-bedroom house, and let's go and have a look inside, see what we can find.
As usual, it's horrible. It's Steve's job to clear up and refurbish council properties after the tenants have moved out, or in this case, have been evicted. He should now be used to this scene, but it still gets to him.
When you walk into a property and it's left like this, it annoys you really. Obviously when they moved in it was all clean, tidy and cleared out, and then they just leave this mess for us to clear up. It has a knock-on effect to the new tenants that are going to be moving in because they have to wait longer. They will get a bill for it though.
Damage on this scale will cost thousands of pounds to put right. Leicester Council will use all its powers to track down the tenants to make them pay, taking them to court if necessary. But it's the human cost that really annoys Steve.
This is a house, so there's going to be a family waiting to move in, so they'll probably be overcrowded in a flat, maybe homeless. They're in a bad situation where they are desperately needed this property, but because of how it's been left, there's a massive hold-up for them.
As well as the rubbish and vandalism, Steve has been warned by pest control that the house has been infested with rats and fleas. Steve has no option but to call in Suicide Sid and his A-team to clear the house. Suicide, who cares nothing for his own safety, has his special way of clearing a property. Within a few minutes, Suicide arrives with the yellow beast. It's going to be an entertaining day.
There's a rat and there's a dirty rat.
In Leicester, Suicide Sid and his partner Ian are preparing to clear the house, togging up to face the worst.
Well, I've been told there's rats in there, fleas, and it's in a bit of a state, really.
The white suits may protect against the fleas, but they're not exactly air-conditioned.
These suits don't help. So what? You've got to work in them. You can't breathe in them, can you? It makes you sweat all day.
With a quick spray of flea repellent, the boys can now venture inside.
Once you open the door, you can actually smell what's been living in here. And apparently, like, the kids have been living in this. It smells like a dirty nappy or some old nappies. That's what it really smells like.
Even with the windows open, it's going to be hot work for Ian and Sid. While Ian takes care of the kitchen, Sid works his way down from the top. In the bedroom, it's quickly apparent what else has been keeping the family company.
See where the mice have been living? That's what they do, look. They've been living under the wardrobe, shred it, made themselves a nice bed. To let your kids live like this, it's really unbelievable, really.
Back down in the kitchen, the extent of the infestation is obvious.
Most of this now is all mouse droppings. Imagine the kids have been coming in here, getting a packet of crisps or whatever, getting the food, the mum's cooking in here, and that's what they're eating most probably.
The work surfaces are horrible, and Sid's made an even more unpleasant discovery below.
That's a big rat, look. You can see where it's been eaten. Look, see the maggots coming out now, look. They're still alive, look. Oh, it's just rinks that does, man. All right, if you look underneath here, all the maggots, the floor's wriggled with them. You look, when you actually look, you catch them all running out through the side of your eyes, and it looks like the actual ground's moving. But it ain't, it's just the maggots are all, basically just everywhere, really. You see this here lot moving, look. Like imagine you walk straight in here and you see that start moving, you're going to get a little bit of a fright, ain't you?
This may seem scary, but Sid's seen much worse.
I mean, I've seen where dead bodies been moved out from a settee, and I've gone to grab the settee and like bigger maggots than that, where obviously it ate the bloke away, off his head apparently, and I moved the cushion and there was most will be 3 times as much as what I've seen on the floor there. But it's the smell. It does make you swallow a bit, you know what I mean? These do smell death. It's got that certain smell. And when I walked in, I knew something was dead in here.
Having had their progress delayed, the boys will have their work cut out to clear this house today. There's no peace for the wicked. In Leicester, Suicide Sid and partner Ian are taking a breather after discovering the unwelcome guest in the 4-bed house. Sid only gets paid on the amount he clears in a day, so it takes a lot for him to halt proceedings.
You start to swallow and you can feel yourself, you want to heave after a time, you know, because of the smell.
Revived, Sid and Ian can continue doing what they do best. But they do sometimes reflect.
I have a bad day every day. That's why I destroy everything. Collapse them all. the best way to get a wardrobe down. Took someone hours to pick this up. Takes me about 2 seconds to do it.
For Sid, things aren't as bad as they are for partner Ian. Today is his first day back doing house clearances after 30 years in a desk job at the council.
It's not nice for him, is it, really? I can imagine the people didn't live like this 30 years ago. But I mean, if I come on my first job and you're coming into this, you think, oh God, what have I let myself in for? It must be the hardest day's work he's done in 30 years, I'd say, you know what I mean?
Without said I would be lost today doing this on my own anyway. I'll be here all day, won't I? And tomorrow. I must admit, it's a bit of a shock to my system, really, to see a pattern like this.
Whether it's Ian's lack of experience or the heat, Sid's feeling the strain.
What am I going to be like in like 5-10 years' time? Yeah, I mean, I'm 47 now, I mean, I don't want to be going up in the attics when I'm 55, 60. So I could do with like a 20-year-old, you know what I mean? Let him do all the hard work.
With the bedrooms cleared, all that's left is the attic.
A couple of old tellies, suitcases, half a wardrobe.
It's the perfect excuse for Sid to show his feelings. In Leicester, after hours of hard slog, Suicide Sid and his partner Ian have cleared the 4-bed house. All done and dusted then, until they check the garden.
Oh, look at this, man. I thought we'd finished, I did. Oh, well, I don't know how it is.
The contents of the shed are a setback, but at least Sid can take out some of his frustration on the garden fencing. And the old door.
That's just a tap.
The boys can't take away the discarded fridges as they have to be disposed of by a specialist team, but Sid always takes precautions before leaving them behind.
But I always take the doors off, you know, with kids go around. You don't know if like a little kid jumps inside one, because there's enough room for a kid. It only needs someone else to yak something heavy on top. You ain't going to get out the fridge, is there?
The end's in sight. There's one last push required. It's been a long haul, but eventually it seems their work is done.
And I can honestly say this house is completely finished, which I'm glad. I expect an easy one on a Monday, but you don't expect this one on a Monday. I'm going to put my feet up for 5 minutes now and drink as much water as I can.
So Sid and Ian's hard work has paid off. What was a nightmare house was let immediately.